Oops, that was bad. Greetings, everyone, fellow yogis. Welcome to your 60-minute Vinyasa flow today. It's a beautiful day here. Finally, I am Spencer and the lovely Amelia, and we will begin our 60-minute flow today in child's pose. So get in the child's pose. You know what to do. You can have your knees out wide, which is what I would recommend here at the beginning. Maybe the big toes touching one another behind you. Arms can be out long should you choose. Thinking about bringing the hips onto the heels. And we will just settle in for our mindful meditative breath. We'll take 5 or 6 minutes, working on our different breathing patterns as always. So in your mindful meditative breath, you are beginning to move from the outside world to the inside world, from the mode of doing to the mode of non-doing, beginning to bring the breath to your consciousness, intentional breath, pranayama breath. With each inhale, you're lengthening. With each exhale, you're sitting back. One day the hips come directly onto the heels and the arms are out long. Making certain to begin to watch any internal dialogue that you may be having with yourself at this point, and beginning to quiet that dialogue down. When you find yourself having that internal dialogue, when you find yourself having those thoughts pass through, it is always helpful to renew your intention to come back to being present for at least the duration of 3 breaths. The first breath can reestablish your awareness of the breath itself. The second breath reestablishes awareness of your environment. And the third breath reintroduces an overall awareness of the breath and the environment together. Even if you have to come back to these 3 breaths over and over and over again during your practice, eventually the awareness of breath and environment will become a foundation of your yoga practice and your meditation practice. Take 3 final meditative breaths. Now we'll begin to deepen our breath as we move into our Ujjayi breath. So now your breath deepens. Your breath is audible, maybe just inside your head, but maybe outside as well. The texture of your breath is now coarse and rough, feeling the vibration of the air as it passes over the back of the throat. So your air is coming in through the nasal cavity. You're feeling that air vibrate at the back of the throat. And the air moves into the bronchi, into the lungs. Chest opens, chest expands. Exhaling through the nose as well, pursing your lips and forming an oceanic sound, a snoring sound. You're building heat, you're building fire, and you're using this breath in your practice when you need that additional fire in your belly. Take 3 final Ujjayi breaths, and I invite you to extend your exhales and control the length of the exhales. Maybe making each exhale a little bit longer than the one before. Final Ujjayi breath here. And now we'll deepen our breath one final time as we move into our cleansing breath. Now the breath is in through the nose. Pause at the top of that breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now the mouth opens wide and exhale. Inhale. Pause for 4, 3, 2, 1. Open mouth. Exhale. You're blowing out a candle 4 or 5 feet in front of your mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Take 3 final cleansing breaths on your own. And again, I invite you and encourage you to lengthen the exhale. So now you've worked on your mindful meditative breath, which is a good breath when you settle into your postures, when you settle into your asanas. Ujjayi breath, when you need that little bit of extra fire in the belly. And your cleansing breath to clear out. To exhale carbon dioxide, inhale oxygen. Final cleansing breath here. Now from child's pose, we'll begin to walk both hands out to the right side. Maybe bringing the left hand on top of the right, opening that left side body. Again, sitting down onto the heels with the hips. Feel that left shoulder open. Feel that left side body open. Inhale. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, slowly walks the fingers back to center. And exhale, begin to walk the fingers out towards the left. Maybe bringing that right hand on top of the left hand. Sitting back onto the hips, opening that right side body. Opening that right shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, begin to walk the hands back to center. Exhale, sink. Now we're going to move into puppy pose. So inhale, begin to lift the hips up tall. Begin to bring the knees together, so your knees are now directly under your hips. Maybe you want to flatten your feet, and then extend the arms out long, thinking about bringing the hips to the ceiling and the chest to the floor. So now you're really working on opening the shoulders here. One day that chin might come to the mat, or your nose, or your forehead, and one day your chest may even come onto the floor. It may not ever happen, or it may take years, but that's where you're going. The more open your shoulders become, the lower down you'll be able to get. Inhale. Exhale, sink. Inhale. Exhale, sink. Melt into your mat. Inhale begins to walk the hands back towards the body. Find your way in tabletop. And we'll take a couple cow-cats here. So on your inhale, you'll drop your belly and gaze upward, increasing the lumbar curve, the lumbar lordosis, increasing the cervical curve, the cervical lordosis. And then on your exhale, you bring your chin to your chest, press into the palms, dome the spine to the ceiling. For cat pose. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. It's allergy season. And then I invite you to take 2 or 3 cow-cats on your own. Maybe moving your hips, maybe moving your shoulders, maybe rolling your head and neck. Just listening to your intuition. I've been sitting outside a lot more than I normally do, and it is definitely allergy season, so if I do sneeze during the practice, that's just the way it is. And after your final cow-cat, make your way back to neutral table. And we're actually going to move into a seated position with legs crossed. You're going to face the camera. So seated position with legs crossed. Easy seated posture. Let's sweep the arms up tall. We're going to move into eagle arms. So Exhale, and we're going to bring that left arm under the right, sweeping up. And then you're bringing your left arm under right. So you're bringing your elbows together, your wrists together, and your shoulders together. Feeling the shoulder blades moving forward, opening that upper back. Inhale. Exhale, begin to fold forward. Maybe thinking about bringing your forearms to the floor. They may not get there, and that's okay. If you have a block, if you have a pillow, if you have a blanket to put under there. And then press the elbows together, press the forearms together, press the palms together, opening up the shoulder blades. Scapula, the shoulder blades are rolling forward. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale brings you back to center. Exhale. Inhale, we're going to take a twist with eagle arms to the right side. Gaze is over the right shoulder towards the back of the room. Inhale. Exhale brings you back to center. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, twist to the left. Now your gaze is over your left shoulder. Still pressing the arms together, opening the scapula. There's a muscle called the rhomboid muscle that attaches the spine to the shoulder blade. You are really elongating and lengthening the rhomboid muscle here. Final breath. And come back to center. Uncross the arms, uncross the legs. Recross the legs in the opposite direction. Arms sweep up tall. Exhale, right arm sweeps under the left this time. We go into eagle arms. Palms come together. Now, if you can't get your palms together like Amelia can, she can almost get her fingertips perfectly lined up. As a matter of fact, she can get her fingertips perfectly lined up. Not everybody can do that. A lot of that has to do with how open are your shoulders. So if you can't do that, if you can't come into full namaskar, you can grab the fists. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Again, pressing the elbows together, pressing the forearms together, pressing the palms together, opening the scapula again. One side may feel a little bit different than the other. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale brings you back to center. Exhale. Inhale, twist to the right. Gaze is over the right shoulder. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale brings you back to center. Exhale, twists you to the left. Gaze is over the left shoulder to the back of the room. Again, continuing to press the elbows, forearms and wrists and palms together. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale brings you back to center. Arms sweep up tall. Now we're going to grab our elbows one another above our head. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. You're bringing your chin to your chest. You're bringing your forehead to your legs. And you're making a nice round you're kind of making a half semicircle here. You feel that? Again, opening those shoulder blades. Inhale, making yourself into as small a ball as you can. So try to bring the forehead to the floor. Try to bring the chest. Maybe a little bit of a throat choke here. So a shorter breathing pattern. Inhale. Exhale, lifts you back up. Now we're going to bring our hands to the floor. Palms on the floor with our fingers facing behind us. And then begin to lift your chest towards the ceiling, pressing back, dropping the cervical spine back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, we'll take that one more time. Arms come up tall. Grab the elbows one another. Inhale, exhale, and fold. Chin comes to chest, throat choke, forearms to the floor. Inhale. Exhale, returns to seated. And then the arms come to the floor, fingertips facing away from you. And press yourself up. Chest to the ceiling.
Hips stay on the ground.
Hips stay on the ground. Chest to the ceiling. Nice opening of that throat chakra there. And release. Let's make our way back into back into tabletop. Roll the toes under, and we're going to sweep our way back into our first down dog. Pedal the feet, swivel the hips. Let's come forward into a high push-up. Hold here. And back to down dog. Right leg lifts. Inhale forward in the high push-up. Hold here. Exhale, three-legged down dog. Right leg comes down, down dog. Inhale forward in the high push-up. Hold here, engage the core muscles, engage the bandhas. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale. Inhale forward in the high push-up, three-legged. Hold here. Exhale, back to three-legged dog. And back to down dog. Come back down onto the knees. We're going to extend that right foot back. You're going to come to the inner portion of that right foot. So the arch of that right foot, left palm comes beneath the nose. And on your inhale, you'll sweep that right arm up tall and find your way into gate pose. So that right foot is pressing into the floor, left palm pressing into the floor, allowing you to extend. Your right fingertips are touching the ceiling.
Is this like straight or
wherever you're
sideways? Does it
comfortable?
matter?
Yeah, wherever you're comfortable. Now, you can stay here or you have a couple of different layers. One layer is lifting that right leg up and taking a kind of a half moon. Another layer would be extending that left foot back to meet the right foot and taking yourself into side plank. In side plank, you can stack your feet or you can line your feet up, one in front of the other. Hold here. Wherever you are, whichever layer works best for you. Breathe. Maybe if you're in full side plank, maybe opening up the heart. If you are in full side plank, come back to gate pose. Raise that right leg as Amelia has here, and then bend the right knee. Reach around, grab the right foot with the right hand, and then begin to kick into that right hand, extending that right thigh, opening the chest. Maybe the chest faces the ceiling for half scorpion. Beautiful. So you're pressing down to lift up, kick into the hand for 3, breathe for 2, for 1, and release. Right knee comes down, right arm comes down. Take a cow-cat. So again, multiple layers here. You can always stay in gate pose. You can come into half moon pose. You can come into side plank. You can come into half scorpion. 4 or 5 different layers, yogi's choice. You may choose one posture today, and maybe you'll watch this same video tomorrow and do it a little bit differently. Everybody's going to be different. Every day is going to be different. Let's extend that left leg back now. We'll come to the arch of that left foot. Press down into the right palm and sweep that left arm up tall. How are you?
I'm good.
It's nice to see you.
You too.
Good. Touch the ceiling with your left finger. So really extend, really open up that left shoulder. You'll get some of that lift by pressing down into the right palm. Now, different layers. You can stay here if you want in gate pose. You can come into a half moon by lifting that left leg. Nice and balanced here. This is a nice balanced pose. Notice her hips are stacked directly over one another. If you're comfortable in half moon and you want to take this into full side plank, drop that left foot, extend that right foot to meet it, lifting the hips up. So one thing we don't want to have happen is for the hips to begin to drop down like Amelia's doing there. Hips lift up tall. Touch my hand with your fingertips. Lift, lift. Everybody come back to gate pose wherever you are. Make your way back into half moon. And then bend the left leg. Reach around with the left hand, grabbing the top of the left foot. And then extending that left leg. So that psoas muscle and the quadriceps muscle, your major hip flexors, are really extending and lengthening and stretching here. She's also turning her chest towards the ceiling, opening up that left shoulder for 3, para dos, para uno. Left knee comes down, left hand comes down, one set of cow-cat. And then we'll roll the toes under, come back to our down dog. Bend the knees ever so slightly. Gaze to the top of your mat. And then either step gently or hop to the top of the mat and find your way in Uttanasana, forward fold. Now, if you'd like, you can grab your elbows one another here. We did that with our arms up tall. You can grab your elbows for ragdoll. Or if you feel like you're pretty warmed up or you're very flexible, maybe go for your heels here. Or just let your arms hang. Lots of different ways. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms sweep up tall. Hands come to heart center. Tadasana, mountain pose, cleansing breath. We'll move into our sun salutations. We'll do one sun A, one sun B, with lunges in the middle. One breath, one motion. That's our vinyasa. Follow my cues. We will always meet in down dog, so if you fall behind, that's okay. We'll meet you in down dog. Ready? Inhale, arms sweep up tall. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale, shins, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, step the right foot back. You're in a runner's lunge. Inhale, lifts the heart, nice straight line. Exhale, left foot back. You're in down dog. We'll take our first vinyasa here. You can come to your knees on the chaturanga component. Inhale, forward in the high push-up. Exhale, elbows in tight. Feel the elbows graze against the rib cage. Inhale for cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale for downward facing dog. Inhale, lifts that right leg. Exhale, step it through to the top of the mat. Make sure your right ankle is under your right knee. If it's not, grab your ankle and bring it there. Inhale, lifts the heart. Exhale, left foot forward and fold. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, we'll sweep the arms up tall. Let's bring the palms together as we set up for back bend number 1 in this sequence. So, let's set up our structure. Arms are up tall, thumbs are crossed, releasing the index finger. Biceps coming back towards the ears. That's your setup. Now, press down into your feet to lift up tall, distracting the spine. Then press your hips forward, drop your head back, trace a straight line on the ceiling towards the back wall. Your chest is touching the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, shins. Exhale, fold. We'll step the left foot back into a runner's lunge. Inhale, lifts the heart. Exhale, right foot back. We're in down dog. Inhale, forward in the high plank. You can come to your knees should you choose. Exhale, lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it through, top of the mat. Inhale, lifts the heart. Exhale, right foot forward and fold. Inhale, shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeps the arms up tall, setting up for back bend number 2. Now, concentrate on pressing the hands together and pressing the wrists together. No space between the palms and between the wrists. Press down to lift up. Press forward to drop back. See if you can catch a glimpse of the wall behind you. Inhale, tightening the glute muscles, chest into the ceiling, beautiful. Exhale, hands come to heart center, Tadasana mountain pose, cleansing breath. Lots going on in that back bend. Sometimes a lot of panic. That's where your breath, use your breath in your back bends. Find comfort using your breath in the discomfort that you might be experiencing. Lower that panic down. We'll move into Sun B. We'll add chair pose, Utkatasana. Inhale, arms sweep up tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, we fold and sweep our little fingers on the floor and make our way into chair pose. Amelia has her arms up tall. You can have your arms out long should you choose. Sit down. Take a peek at your toes. If your knees are in the way, move your knees back. Yes, it might feel like you're falling back. Exhale, fold, and step the right foot back into a runner's lunge. Inhale, lifts the heart. Exhale, left foot back, we're in down dog. If you have a three-legged vinyasa in your practice, you can go there now. Right leg lifts. If not, keep your foot down. Inhale brings you forward in the high plank. Slower than you would like. Lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale lifts you into upward facing dog. Exhale takes you back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts tall. Exhale, step it through to the top of the mat. Inhale, lifts the heart. Exhale, left foot forward and fold. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweeps the arms up tall. We set up for the third and final back bend in this sequence. Now you're ready. Back's warmed up. Go for it this time. Press down to lift up. Press forward to come back. I'm going to give an assist here. I'm going right to that mid-thoracic spine. Touch the back wall with your fingertips. Gaze at the back wall. Exhale, forward fold. Beautiful job. Inhale, shins. Exhale, fold. We step the left foot back into a runner's lunge. Inhale, lifts the heart. Exhale, right foot back, down dog. Three-legged vinyasa yogis, left leg lifts. Inhale, forward in the high push-up. Exhale, brings us down in the chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it through top of the mat. Inhale, lifts the heart. Exhale, right foot forward and fold. Inhale, shins. Exhale, fold. We sweep our hands up into Utkatasana, chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, sink. Inhale, hands come to heart center. Exhale, sit. Inhale, elbows lift tall. Exhale, left elbow comes over the right knee for twisting chair.
Right knee.
Left elbow over the right knee. So, let's set up our stacking here. Right elbow pointing towards the ceiling. Left elbow pressing the right knee across the body. Gaze maybe towards the ceiling. If you're comfortable here and want to open your arms, feel free to go there. Now you're pressing that left arm and left elbow into that right knee, pressing across the body. Right arm touching the ceiling, extending. If you have side crow in your practice and want to play with the side crow, you know where to go. That rhymes, and I had no idea that was going to happen. Beautiful side crow for Amelia there. Not a lot of room here to open the legs, but if you have room in your home or wherever you are to open your legs up, feel free to do so. Inhale brings you back to chair pose with hands at heart center. Inhale. Exhale, sink. Inhale is going to bring us up onto our tippy toes. Hold here. Heels come over the toes. You're trying not to roll forward. Back is flat. Upward facing dog back. Heels come down. Inhale. Exhale, sit. Inhale, elbows lift. Exhale, right elbow over the left knee this time for twisting chair on the left. Now her right elbow is pointing towards the ceiling. Both hands are coming close to heart center. Your hands may not be anywhere near your heart center, and that's okay. over time, they will get closer as that shoulder opens up and as the hips open up. If you're comfortable here and want to open the arms up, feel free to do so. So I'll say that again. The hands will come closer to heart center as you practice more and your shoulders and your hips open up. If you're comfortable with the arms open here and want to take a side crow as you did on the right side. If my son is watching, I know he loves to go into side crow. Beautiful. Again, not a lot of room to open the legs here. For 3, for 2, for 1. Flying yogis, make your way back to Utkatasana, chair pose with hands at heart center. We're going to come up onto the tippy toes again here. Now, if you're comfortable on your tippy toes and you want to come down slowly into a toe stand, feel free to do that. And if you're comfortable in toe stand and maybe want to open the knees up, bringing the heels together, hold here for 3, pressing down to lift up, tall spine, 2, 1, palms come to the floor, we extend the legs up, arms sweep up tall, hands come to heart center, Tadasana mountain pose, cleansing breath. How you doing?
I'm good. How are
Good.
you?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. Let's step you off and we'll straighten this up again. There we go. All right, break is over.
That was the break?
That was the break. Inhale, arms sweep up tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. We'll step that right foot back. We're in a runner's lunge. Inhale, lifts the heart, bringing us into crescent lunge.
All the way up?
All the way up into crescent lunge. There you go. That was not the best cue I gave, but we're all in crescent lunge right now. So, in crescent lunge, left knee bent, left knee over the left ankle. Right heel pressing towards the back wall. Arms touching the ceiling. Hips are nice and straight, so both of our hips are facing the front wall. If your right hip has rotated behind you, try to bring that forward. Inhale. Exhale, sink. Inhale. Now, if you would like, you can take that left arm to the outside of the right thigh. Left arm outside of the right thigh. We're going to take that twist. There you go. And then extend that right arm up tall. High five the back wall for a nice twisting crescent. Gaze is towards the back. You're looking over your left shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Arms come back to center. You're back in crescent lunge. What?
I'm slipping.
You're back in crescent lunge. If you would like to take a little bit of a back bend here, begin by looking at your drishti point right above your nose. And then follow that drishti point in a straight line towards the wall behind you. Inhale. Fall out, come back. Exhale. Inhale, back to crescent lunge. We're going to bring our hands to heart center. And we're going to move into warrior 3 from here. So, begin to lean forward. Press down into that left foot as you lift that right leg up. And make your way into warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. Now your hands can be at heart center, or you can come into airplane wings, or if you have enough room to extend the arms into a full mudra, feel free to do so. Inhale. Exhale. Both palms come to the floor, surrounding out that left foot, and we find our way in standing split. If you have a block to bring the floor closer to you, feel free to do so. And so we want to square the hips off here. There you go. So she had her right hip all the way up. We're going to square the hips off in standing split. Right leg lifts. Now you can stay here or you can play with your balance by maybe bringing one hand to the ankle and one hand to the calf. Or if you'd like to move into candy cane, Amelia will demonstrate candy cane. She's bending that right leg, reaching around with the left hand to grab the right foot, and then extending that right knee towards the ceiling.
Momentary demonstration.
Momentary demonstration. And then maybe thinking about bringing that left hand to the heart. You will fall out, and that's perfect. Final breath here for 3, for 2, for 1. Let's bring that right foot up to meet the left. We'll sweep the arms up tall. Hands come to heart center. We find our way back into Tadasana, mountain pose. So you'll fall out of that standing split. You'll fall out of candy cane. So let's just demonstrate candy cane one more time here. So from a standing split, I'm bending that right leg, grabbing hold of the right foot, kicking into that. And then if I'd like to play with my balance, I can bring that left hand to heart center, thinking about bringing the head towards the floor, and that's candy cane. So the good news is you'll have another chance on the other side. Inhale, arm sweep up tall. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. We'll step the left foot back. We're in crescent lunge. Inhale, in a runner's lunge. And then inhale lifts you up into crescent lunge. So let's just set up our crescent lunge here. Make sure we're in good stacking position. Right knee over the right ankle. Left heel kicking towards the back wall. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe take that right hand to the right palm to the outside of the left thigh. And then high five the back wall with the left hand, taking a twist. Gaze is over the right shoulder, trying to maintain the integrity of that bend in the right knee. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale brings you back to crescent lunge. If you'd like to take another back bend, find your drishti point on the ceiling right above your nose, and then slowly follow a straight line towards the back wall, trying not to lose the integrity of the bend in that right knee or the straight leg on the left side. Bring yourself back to crescent lunge. Inhale. Exhale, hands come to heart center. We're going to begin to make our way into Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. So press down into that right leg as that left leg lifts. Hands can stay at heart center, or if you want to come into airplane, bringing the hands behind you. Now, in a perfect world, her left hip would be rolled down. She knew what I was going to say there. Inhale. Exhale, palms come to the floor, framing out that right foot, and we find our way in standing split. Try to drop that left hip down. So now I have a platter on the hips, so it's nice and flat. You can stay right here. Again, a block, a blanket, a pillow to bring the floor closer. Or you can go for a balance, maybe bringing one hand to the calf and one half to the ankle. Or you can go for candy cane on the left, bending that left knee, reaching around, and then bringing that hand to the heart. Beautiful. Very nice. One day in candy cane, I can't do this. I've seen people who can get their knee facing the ceiling for 3, for 2, for 1. Left foot comes down to meet the right. We'll sweep the arms up tall. Hands come to heart center. Tadasana, mountain pose. Good, nice deep cleansing breaths here. Inflow of oxygen, exhaling carbon dioxide, bringing the heart rate down ever so slightly. So for those of you who talk to people who say they need to get cardio and yoga doesn't give them cardio, you can tell them what you just did and how hard and how fast your heart is pumping right now. Yes, yoga is getting cardio as well. A little bit different style than on a stepper or on a treadmill or running outdoors, but you will enhance that cardiovascular system, cardiopulmonary system. Turn and face the camera. We're going to move into a balancing series here. So we're going to start with our left foot as our balanced foot. So as always, we'll bring that left heel into the mat. being conscious and mindful about where and how we place our balancing foot onto the floor. Then we're going to drop that ball of the left foot, lift the left toes to engage the plantar fascia, and then drop the left toes down. We're going to bring our hands to heart center. That right knee comes up. We'll hold here. The integrity of the left leg is what's important. So contract that left quadriceps muscle. That will lift the left kneecap and straighten that left leg. Your right knee is bent at 90 degrees. Right thigh parallel to the mat. We're going to move into Shiva pose. So we're going to take that right knee. We're going to bring it into the depression behind the left knee.
What's it called?
It's called the popliteal fossa.
That's it.
And then staying in upward facing dog back, we're going to begin to bend that left knee and maybe bringing the heel of the right foot towards the butt. Trying not to roll over. Chin is up. Find your drishti point about 3 or 4 feet in front of you. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, right knee comes back into the chest. Exhale, we'll kick that right leg out long for kicking warrior. Now, Amelia has a beautiful kicking warrior. Notice how straight her left leg is, but notice how straight her right leg is. And her right leg is almost parallel to the floor, which is very difficult to do. That really has to do with your quadriceps and psoas strength. Inhale. If your leg doesn't get up that high, that's all right. Exhale, we're going to drop that foot about 3 feet in front of the left. Now your feet are on railroad tracks. Your left foot may be turned a little bit. We're going to bring the arms up tall, palms together, thumbs are crossed. We're going to move into standing head to knee. Inhale. Exhale, we'll bring our chin to the chest and begin to roll down, curving the spine. The goal here is ultimately to get your forehead onto your knee. So bend your knee as much as you need to get your forehead towards your knee. Engaging your core muscles, sucking your belly button in will give you some room here. If you have your hands in prayer, that's great, but otherwise you can bring your hands apart, maybe even walking your hands towards your, behind your foot. That actually, if you bring your hands behind your foot and press down, you might even get a little bit more motion of that forehead to the knee. We'll take a couple final breaths here. Now, you're in a throat choke, so your breath is not as easy as it would be without a throat choke. So, quicker breaths. Final breath here. If your forehead is on your knee, maybe think about pressing that knee back, straightening that leg. Final breath. Inhale, lifts you back up tall. Both feet come together. Hands to heart center. Tadasana mountain pose. So, when you're in a throat choke, as we are in standing head to knee and a number of other postures, you're cutting off some of that air supply just because the trachea is somewhat crimped. So as a result, your breathing pattern has to change. You're not going to be able to take a long cleansing breath. You may not be able to take a real deep ujjayi breath. So smaller sips of air, more rapid sips of air. Not to the point of hyperventilating, but use your breath to get through that posture. Find the comfort in the discomfort that you're having by using the breath. We'll move to the other side. So now the right foot will be our balance foot. We'll take the heel of the right foot into the mat, and then we'll drop the ball of the foot. Then we'll lift the toes, and then grip the mat with our toes. Hands come to heart center. Left knee comes up. Again, what's important here is the integrity of that right leg. So contract the right quadriceps. The quadriceps muscle is attached to the kneecap by the quadriceps tendon. So when you tighten that quadriceps, that tendon lifts the kneecap up and straightens that leg. Hold here, nice 90-degree angle in her left knee. Thigh is nice and parallel to the mat. We're going to move into Shiva pose on the left side. So let's take that left knee into that depression behind the right knee. Gaze is upward. heel of the left foot towards the glute, and begin to sink down into Shiva pose. Again, trying not to roll forward, trying to keep the heart open, throat chakra open. Sink, sink, sink. Inhale, left knee comes back into the chest. Exhale, left leg extends long for kicking warrior. Hold here, again, the integrity. So her right thigh is really shaking here, and that's okay. There's something called torsional struggle. Inhale, exhale, left foot steps 3 feet in front. Inhale, arms sweep up tall. Palms together, thumbs crossed. Inhale, grow. Exhale, chin comes to the chest and begin to roll your way down. So I was talking about torsional struggle. When you feel shaking in a limb or any body part during your yoga practice, that's due to torsional struggle. Torsional struggle means that two antagonistic muscles are working against each other. Your quadriceps, your hamstrings, your biceps, your triceps. These are muscles called antagonistic muscles. They work in opposition to one another. So when you have that shaking, it's kind of a battle between those two muscles. That's not a bad thing, that's a good thing. They are finding balance. Bringing your forehead towards your knee. Breathe through it. For 3. She's shaking like she's making. For 2. For 1. Arms lift up tall. Feet come together. Hands come to heart center. Tadasana mountain pose. You were shaking good there. Yeah, that's perfect. You're supposed to, you're going to experience that. That is not a bad thing at all. That is your body. That's your nervous system struggling between one muscle and the other. What am I supposed to do? Finally, ultimately, they find that balance. Good job.
Thank you.
All right. All right. So we're going to come to the top of the mat. Inhale, arms sweep up tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, shins. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands and either step or hop back to a high plank. Hips come up tall into down dog. Take an optional vinyasa here. Find your way back into down dog. Roll forward in the high plank. And then we're going to lower ourselves down onto our belly on a count of 5. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Make your way to the floor. Make your way to your belly. Arms to the side. And breathe. We'll take a couple spinal strengthening postures on the floor. So let's move into, we'll move into a cobra. So let's bring the arms directly, the palms directly under the shoulders. Bring your legs together like a cobra's tail. So you're locking your thighs together, you're locking your calves together, and you're locking your feet together. Palms are under the shoulders, elbows in tight. You may even feel your elbows against your rib cage. On your inhale, you're going to begin to lift the heart, pressing up. The only thing remaining on the floor is your belly button. Press down into the tops of your feet, maybe lifting your thighs, and release. Turn the head to the right. Arms relax. And breathe. So when we do this type of posture, we don't want to forget about the lower extremities. Sometimes we just kind of let our legs hang out there because we're thinking about the upper body only. But you can get a lot of work into the lower extremities as well in a cobra posture, just by pressing into the top of the feet and lifting the thighs up, contracting the quadriceps. Again, strengthening, strengthening, strengthening. We'll come into a full locust. So let's bring the arms out into a T. Chin comes to the floor. This time we'll be lifting everything off of the mat except our hips. How high you get is irrelevant. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale begins to lift the arms and upper body. Begins to lift the legs and lower body. Chin is up. Gaze is forward. Full locus. You're taking flight for 3, for 2, for 1, and release. Gaze to the left. We'll take one final spinal strengthening. We're going to move into, how did you know that?
I know.
We're going to move in the floor bow. So you may or may not be able to reach your feet. If you can't reach your feet, that's okay. Just bend your knees as much as you can. But if you can reach your feet, you're going for a grip on the outside knife edge of each foot. You're bringing your knees together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale begins to lift the upper body. Begin to kick into the hands. Kicking into the hands will lift the thighs. Kicking leads to lifting. Inhale. Feel the shoulder blades retracting. Chest is opening here. This is a heart opener. This is a chest opener. This is a shoulder opener. This is a hip opener for 3. Knees together for 2. Gaze is up for 1. And release. Gaze to the right. So again, when you're in floor bow, you are opening the chest, the pectoralis muscles, the chest muscles. They're opening, stretching. The shoulders are in external rotation. The hips are in full extension. The knees are in flexion. Shoulders, and so much going on in that posture. Now begin to push yourself up, and we're going to find our way into a seated posture. I'm going to ask you to face the camera. So seated posture, legs out long, Dandasana, staff pose, palms to the side of the hips. Press down into your palms, lift your heels. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, heels drop down. We're going to take that right ankle and cross it over the left ankle. There you go. So right ankle crossed over the left ankle. Inhale, arms sweep up tall. Exhale, suck the belly button in and begin to fold forward. Now, you can grab your shin, you can grab your ankle, or if you can make it to your toes, grab your toes. Trying to keep that right leg straight. Trying not to bend that right leg. You'll feel it in the hamstring. Inhale. Exhale and release. Uncross the ankles. Recross with the left ankle over the right. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, sucking the belly button in, engaging your bandhas, your mula bandha, the root lock, your uddiyana bandha, your abdominal lock. Exhale, forward fold, bringing your hands to your shins, to your ankles, to your foot. Trying to keep that left leg solid and straight. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale, fold. And release. Left leg uncrosses, arms come to the side. Cleansing breath. Now we're going to bend that right knee and we're going to bring the right ankle over the left knee into a figure 4. So, right knee is bent, right ankle is directly above the left knee. Pressing the right knee towards the floor. Inhale, arms sweep up tall. Exhale, begin to take a forward fold, going for that left shin, that left ankle, that left foot. All at the same time, pressing that right knee towards your mat. Now, it may be way up there, and that's okay. But what you're doing is you're opening up that right hip, external rotation of that right hip, all at the same time that you're feeling that probably in the left hamstring, yes?
Nope.
Flex the left toes back towards the nose. Left leg solid and strong. Right knee pressing into the mat. Inhale, arms sweep up tall. Uncross the legs.
I think the trick there is to not put your foot right on your knee. Like it.
Maybe onto the thigh a little
Yeah,
bit more.
because that can be painful.
Okay. Well, yes, you never want to go right directly onto the knee. So let's bend that left leg now. Take that left ankle above the left knee, as I said before, and then press that left knee towards the floor.
Yeah.
Inhale, arms sweep up tall. Exhale, forward fold, flexing the toes to the nose. And breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms sweep up tall. Release the left leg. You can turn and face the other way now.
Okay.
Bend the knees. Lift the knees up tall. And find your way in boat pose, Navasana. Hold here. Let's now bring the arms out long. And on a count of 5, we'll make our way to our backs. Go. Oh, I'm sorry. 5.
Wait for the count.
I forgot to count. 4, 3, my bad. 2, and 1.
We all listen.
Find your way onto your backs. If there is anything that you would like to do to seal your own personal private practice, feel free to go there. If not, you can make your way into our final Shavasana, final resting pose. Your practice today consisted of pranayama, breath, asana, postures, and Shavasana, rest, regeneration, and recuperation. That's the difference between practicing yoga and going to the gym and doing calisthenics. We're incorporating breath and regeneration as well as our postures. Relax your toes, relax your feet, relax your ankles. Relax your thighs, relax your calves. Relax your hamstrings and shins. Relax your hips, relax your belly. Relax your chest. Relax your fingers, relax your hands, relax your wrists. Relax your arms and shoulders. Relax your neck. Relax your jaw, relax your face. Relax your forehead. Relax your crown. Relax your mind. Begin to allow consciousness and awareness to return to your bodies. If you'd like to shake and wiggle your toes, wiggle your feet. Move your hands and fingers, shake your head yes and no. You're coming back. Then if you'd like to extend your arms above your head, taking a final stretch, and then rolling onto your right side in fetal position, and then making your way to the top of your mat in easy seated posture. Legs crossed, easy seated posture, or half lotus or full lotus. Hands can come to heart center, eyes closed. One of my favorite books is called The 4 Agreements. I recommend that you take a look at that one day. I will not read all 4 agreements to you today, but I will read the first of the 4 agreements. Be impeccable with your word. Speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. Some good guidance and advice for the times we live in today. If you would like to join Amelia and I in a practice healing Om, feel free to do so. If you choose not to, that is perfectly okay. You can bathe in our vibration. We'll take one deep inhalation and then exhale, and a second inhalation and exhale to Om. Inhale. Inhale. As we take our thumb knuckles between our eyebrows to our third eye and take a slight bow towards one another. The light in us honors the light in each of you. We thank you as always for allowing us to be your guide in our practice together. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you as always for joining us. We hope you have a wonderful day, and we shall see you next time. Peace.